Clusivol. Clusivol Power C. 100% vitamin C.
Sa pamilya namin, bawal magkasakit!
Clusivol Power C.
At the head of the breaking news, the latest forecast from the DWM Global Producing Centers of Long Range Forecast indicate a moderate chance of a current of La Nina condition continuing during March or to May 2022, and about a 35% chance of their further weakening to El Nino Southern Oscillation ENSO neutral condition. La Nina is favored to continue through the Northern Hemisphere summer. A strong El Nino mix is more likely that there will be no snower than average winter in the northern Colorado Front Range and Eastern Plains. Prepare your ears, we will discuss El Nino and La Nina. What exactly does El Nino and La Nina mean, Miss Demayuga? Break it down.
Later on, I'll talk to the scientist and his name is Dr. Charles Macaraeg. He will discuss to us about what is the meaning of La Nina and El Nino.
Dr. Charles, can I ask you some question? What is the meaning of El Nino and La Nina?
Well, El Nino, to a warming of the ocean surface or above average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern tropical Pacific Ocean. So southern oscillation is an irregular periodic variation in the winds and sea surface temperatures over the tropical eastern Pacific Ocean, affecting the climate of much of the tropics and subtropics.
Oh, I see. So during El Nino, trade winds weaken, so warm water is pushed back east toward the west coast of the America?
Yes. While La Nina, these cold waters in the Pacific push the jet stream upward. This tends to lead to the droughts in the southern US and heavy rains and flooding in the Pacific Northwest and Canada. During a La Nina year, winter temperatures are warmer than normal in the south and cooler than normal in the north. La Nina can also lead to more severe hurricane seasons.
Alright, thank you Dr. Macaraeg for sharing your thoughts about El Nino and La Nina. So almost explained by Dr. Charles Macaraeg about the topics today. Back to you, Ms. Candalita.
Thank you, Miss Dimayuga. Adding information, El Nino also means little boy in Spanish and refers in particular to the Christ child, because the event often begins off the coast of South America near Christmas time. El Nino Southern Oscillation ENSO is an atmosphere disturbance and recurrent ocean warming. This massive warming kills many seabirds and fish by preventing nutrient-rich cold water from rising to the surface, while La Nina means little girl in Spanish. La Nina is also sometimes called El Viejo anti-El Nino, or simply a cold event. La Nina has been opposite effect of El Nino. During La Nina events, trade winds are even stronger than usual, pushing more warm water toward Asia. Let's move out. We just received a while ago from our college. What about the causes and the effects they saw? What is it really?
Good day. We just found the answer. What are the causes and effects of El Nino and La Nina? I just talked to someone who knows the answer and I will explain to you. A condition occurs when surface water in the equatorial Pacific becomes warmer than average and east winds blow weaker than normal. The warm ocean surface warms the atmosphere, which allows moisture-rich air to rise and develop into rainstorms. In the Philippines, this phenomena resulted in the reduced rainfall and lead to dry spells, droughts, and stronger typhoons. While this affects severe droughts and associated food insecurities, flooding, rains, and temperature rises due to El Nino are causing a wide range of health problems, including disease outbreaks, malnutrition, heat stress, and respiratory diseases. This phenomenon resulted in the reduced rainfall that lead to dry spells, droughts, and stronger typhoons.
What about the La Nina, Mr. Makaraig?
Sorry, I forgot about La Nina. La Nina, this causes by a buildup of cooler than normal waters in the tropical Pacific, the area of Pacific Ocean between Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Usually strong, eastward moving trade winds and ocean currents bring the cold waters to the surface, a process known as upswelling. While these effects, often associated with wet condition in some parts of Asia, including the Philippines, it will bring more rain, slightly cooler temperature, and moderate to strong tropical cyclone activities. Impacts to global climates and disrupt normal weather patterns, which can lead to intense storms in some places and droughts in the others. I'll be back to you, Miss Candolita.
Thank you, Mr. Makaraig. What about ways on how to address the El Nino and La Nina? Break a leg, Mr. Rabino.
Wow! Thanks, Miss Candolita, and how are you today?
I'm good. You're so fresh today, huh?
Well, Miss Candolita, there are ways to prevent the El Nino and La Nina. Policy interventions can mitigate El Nino and La Nina related losses. They include introducing drought-tolerant crop varieties, expanding irrigation, restricting rice exports, storing and distributing grains, expanding social protection coverage, and introducing food import subsidies. The question is, how can we stop El Nino in the Philippines? Well, the answer is basically conserve water and use it wisely. Protect water sources from contamination, drink more fluids, and listen to the updates on shellfish ban. Another question is, how can farmers protect their living from the effects of El Nino and La Nina? So, the farmers must use windbreak structures to protect crops from strong winds, especially in windy areas. Planting other vegetation or trees along the bands is also recommended. So, can we prevent El Nino and La Nina from occurring? The answer is no. El Nino and La Nina are naturally occurring climate patterns, and humans have no direct ability to influence their onset, intensity, or duration. So, that's all, and I'll be right back to Miss Candolita. Thank you.
Wow! Thanks, Mr. Rabino, to explain. Now, we know already about the El Nino and La Nina. We know also what are their causes and what their also effects. We discuss about ways on how to address El Nino and La Nina. I'm Miss Candolita, accompanied with Group Encore, Miss Dimayuga, Mr. Makaraig, and Mr. Rabino, the Environmental Science News.
Next month ulit. Bring out the best in your coffee. Coffee Mate.
From Nestle.